So here we are, travelling down from Bridge of Gaur back to Killin. Just did a wee taxi ride up there with two American cyclists who were deciding to have a day off their bikes and utilise our big van to transport them and their bikes. The bikes were amazing. So we're travelling down the road down the side of Loch Rannoch just now. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. Somebody very kindly pulled over there to let us get past. Single track for the next few miles. Let's hope we don't meet any crazy people that don't know how to drive on single track roads and don't understand what passing places are for. Passing. As you can see in the video, it's big sky here. Just a big landscape. Magnificent. Bloody love it. Very, very lucky to work up in these areas. Rather than taxiing around the city and having to deal with all sorts of unpleasantness. That's the beauty of being a rural taxi driver. Generally speaking, the passengers that you have are really lovely, and when you pass people like that you always get a nice wave. Everybody's got a bit more time, not a bit friendlier, not seems to be under the same pressures. Just pull in and let this person come ahead, and I'm sure we'll get a nice wave. Oh, a flash of the lights. I've been flashed by an old lady. The gorse is all in full colour, which is beautiful. Travelling in these roads. If they're busy, you're constantly having to pull over. But hey ho. Pros and cons, pros and cons. It's a wee bit busier than it was on the way up. So I wonder if we'll see anything exciting. The reason I actually put the camera on was because the first part of the journey back there, I saw quite a few exciting things. There was an osprey flying along at the side of the road almost. A couple of deer. So I thought, oh, I'll stick the camera on. So you never know what we might see. You just never know. Bit of topiary there. Looks, I don't know what that is. Is that a lion? Answers on a postcard. To live somewhere as remote as this, but unfortunately, job wise, do a bit of gillying as and when I can. Not as much as I would like to be doing, but hey ho. This is a close second best because you still get to meet lots of fascinating people doing this job because they're mainly tourists. Particularly at this time of year, they tend to be the more adventurous because the weather's not quite as predictable at this time of year, so it tends to be the hardiest folk that are out holidaying at this time. Walkers, cyclists, that type of thing. But yeah, it's not a bad way to earn a crust. Not bad at all. Food on the go for them. There's the sort of few people bank fishing further up the loch side. Not my idea of fun, sitting in a tent all day staring at a rod, waiting for a bite indicator to go off. I'd rather be wading down the loch side with a fly rod than actually fishing. You see a lot more. You learn a lot more than sitting under a tarpaulin with a case of beer. Not my idea of fishing. Each to their own. Oh, a couple of cyclists, as we saw them on the way up. Slowing down and pulling into this passing space. Very considerate. Yeah, we flashing the indicators just to say thank you. Some of them are very inconsiderate. You get groups of them on these roads and they'll be cycling two abreast, take out the whole road. Oh, hen pheasant. The laws changing now, which basically says the cyclists have got the right of way. They are taking full advantage of that now. It's almost like they're daring you to try and overtake them. It'll be quite interesting to see what comes of that. I do notice that more of them now have cameras than ever before, which I dare say they would try and use against you if you got too close to them or did anything they don't like. Excuse me, dear oh dear. Not a change in the law that I welcomed, to be honest. I think most people anyway always gave them a wide berth. You know, we all know what it's like to be on a bike on the roads, so I think most people are quite aware of cyclists and always did make sure they gave them plenty of room. But I suppose they've been shouting louder than everybody else recently, and it seems now that whoever shouts loudest gets listened to. And woe betide anybody that offends someone. Oh, you don't want to offend somebody. vehicle's in a ditch or a soft verge, these vehicles have got to be running pretty much non-stop to make a living, so you've got to be careful. Anywho, I'm going to switch this camera off now because other than the scenery being absolutely beautiful, there's not a lot going on. It looks like it's going to start raining, so the visibility will be poor anyway. So if you watch this, a couple of sheepdogs sitting in the quad there, taking things easy. If you watched this to the end and you thought it was interesting or amusing, or you didn't think it was, feel free to leave a comment or subscribe. Just don't be abusive. Nobody wants to have to put up with abuse. Anyway, be good.